You can't call a place the heart of it all and expect it to not have a dark side. Sure, states like Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Texas have plenty of spookiness in their past, but Ohio can hang with the creepiest of them regarding the most haunted places in America. Hello everybody and welcome back to another exciting video. Here are 10 of the most haunted places in Ohio where you just might experience something spooky. Number 1. Malabar Farm. You might have heard of the famous saying, everything is fair in love and war, but Celie Rose proved it right by killing her own family after she fell in love with her neighbor because she thought her family was keeping the two of them apart. Located in the beautiful rolling hills of Richland Country, sites a piece of property steeped in Hollywood history, murders, and ghosts. Malabar Farm is home to the ghost of the teenager Celie Rose. She was found guilty of killing her family by poisoning their breakfast food in 1896. She was committed to an asylum and died in Lima, Ohio. But many say she still haunts the area where her family house still stands. In 1939, author and Hollywood elite Louis Bromfield bought the property and built a grand house, which was the scene of a famous wedding. Actress Lauren Bacall and Humphrey Bogart exchanged vows here in 1945. Ghostly sightings have been reported by workers and visitors at the farm. Tales of flickering lights and appearances by Mr. Bromfield in the big house intrigued those lucky enough to see him. Visitors have reported ghostly voices in the hallways, and some have seen the silhouette of a young woman sitting near the window of Celie's room, watching timidly from above. Number 2. Chestnut Grove Cemetery. Cemeteries are hallowed ground, so why would one be paranormally active? There are a number of haunted cemeteries in Ohio. Here, we will take a look at the Chestnut Grove Cemetery in Ashtabula, Ohio. This is said to be the home of several different individuals who fell victim to the great train disaster that occurred in the year 1876. Individuals who tend to the graves and take care to ensure that the landscaping of these burial grounds, as well as people who have simply passed and or visited this particular cemetery, have stated that there are several paranormal experiences that occur here on a regular basis. On December 29, 1876, the number 5 Pacific Express was traveling over a high bridge carrying approximately 159 passengers and crew. Only the first engine made it to the other side. The train bridge collapsed, sending the rest of the train and the people on it into the ravine below. 92 men, women, and children were killed. Many were burned alive while trapped inside the crushed cars and are buried in a mass grave at the Chestnut Grove Cemetery in Ashtabula. A large monument to the victims stands in silent vigil. Spectral sightings and unexplained voices on tape have been recorded. There are several different accountings of paranormal activity in the cemetery, which is why it is considered to be one of the most haunted cemeteries in Ohio. Many believe that they have seen the spirits of Collins and Stone walking the grounds and looking out towards the area of the bridge in a sad way. If you are a ghost hunter, either by profession or hobby, the Chestnut Grove Cemetery is considered to be one of the most haunted cemeteries in the entire state of Ohio. Number 3. Punderson Manor, Newbury, Ohio. There's such a wide selection of historic hotels. You can bet that some of the most haunted places in Ohio are hotels. Are you brave enough to stay overnight at any of these spooky hotels? Well, one of these is Punderson Manor. This sprawling 1920s English Tudor-style mansion was originally built as a private home and now lives on as a Punderson Manor Hotel. The mansion has belonged to the state of Ohio since the 1950s, and it opened as a lodge in 1966. After closing for renovations in 1979, the manor reopened and has been welcoming guests again since 1983. In addition to ghost hunting, there's golf, tennis, basketball, swimming, boating, fishing, as well as sledding, snowmobiling, or cross-country skiing in winter. There are at least a dozen different sightings over the years, but the apparitions have not been identified. The creepiest sighting was witnessed by a group of people who saw a man in lumberjack clothing hanging by his neck from a rope in the dining room. Number 4. Mansfield Reformatory. Mansfield was made famous by its turn in the Shawshank Redemption. Mansfield's Ohio State Reformatory started its existence as an idealistic experiment. It would house nonviolent offenders and, as its name suggested, reform them. But overcrowding, eventually as many as 4 men per cell, turned even the most docile prisoners violent, with suicides, escape attempts turned murderous, a riot, and the accidental shooting death of the warden's wife, all making their mark on the building's bloody history. Now a popular ghost tour destination, the reformatory has countless stories of visitors experiencing strange noises, shadows, and feelings of rage and despair. Shadow people, unexplained voices caught on tape, and unusual anomalies on film are sure to keep you coming back time and time again. Number 5. The Buxton Inn, Granville, Ohio. Also on our list of stunning historic hotels in Ohio, the Buxton Inn is rumored to be haunted, built by Orrin Granger in 1812 as an inn and tavern. It also served as Granville's first post office and as a stagecoach stop. While you're there, you can also reserve a haunted tour, which takes you through areas not normally open to the public. The first ghost spotted in the Buxton Inn was the first owner, Orrin Granger. Other ghosts include the Lady in Blue, rumored to be former innkeeper Ethel Bonnie Bonnell, Major Buxton, for whom the inn was named, and even a phantom cat seen slinking along the halls. However, the ghostly presence isn't limited to the basement. Rooms 7 and 9 are said to be the strongest focus of activity, with apparitions appearing, and one patron reported a ghost cat showing up to cuddle and purr in the middle of the night. Guests have reported strange phenomena throughout the hotel, like their names being called out and invisible footsteps. Number 6. GORE Orphanage. The ruins on this creepily named road are said to be from an orphanage that burned down in the early 1900s, killing all the children inside. The truth is that, while there is indeed an orphanage on the road around that time, it never burned down. However, in Shyamalan-worthy twist, the burned-out ruins are those of a mansion owned by the Wilburs, a family big into the spiritualist movement and rumored to host multiple seances. The Wilbur grandchildren all died in the diphtheria outbreak in nearby Berlin Heights, and their grandmother's ritual for keeping the memories alive was somewhat chilling. Number 7. Kent Stage. Exit stage left. Or did they? This gem of a theater in historic Kent is the location for many plays, events, and concerts throughout the years. It's also home to a few spirits. One of these spirits is considered the theater guardian and is known by its nickname Woody. His spirit is often felt in front of the stage, on stage, and in the green room. Sometimes you can hear him walking around the stage, and he has even teased performers, standing close behind them, poking at their shoulders and necks. Woody has caused apples to roll uphill, drums to begin playing, and many other fun tricks. Grab a ticket and join in at an event at the Kent Stage. You might just see more than you paid for. Number 8. The Golden Lamb, Lebanon, Ohio. As the oldest hotel in Ohio, the Golden Lamb has seen more than its share of famous guests, including Charles Dickens, Mark Twain, Harriet Beecher Stowe, Daniel Webster, and 12 American presidents. It's a fantastic Ohio hotel in its own right, but there's also been death and tragedy in the hotel, with some of those individuals still lingering. Guests have cited a girl who may be Sarah Stubbs, the niece of the hotel manager in the 1800s, or possibly Eliza Clay, a girl who died of a high fever at the hotel in 1825. The ghost of Charles R. Sherman, an Ohio Supreme Justice who died at the inn in 1829, is purported to appear in the hallways as a gray, gaunt man and conjures the smell of cigar smoke. There's no word on any sightings. Clement Vallandigham ironically accidentally shot and killed himself in his room at the Golden Lamb in 1871, while attempting to prove that a man whom his client was accused of shooting shot himself accidentally. There doesn't appear to be any particular area to hunt for ghosts here, as activity has been spotted all over the hotel. Number 9. Franklin Castle. Dark history lives at its best behind these castle-like walls on Franklin Boulevard in historic Ohio City. This Queen Anne-style building is private and must be viewed safely from the street. German banker Hannes Tiedemann had Franklin Castle, a 30-room structure complete with turrets, gargoyles, and secret passageways, built for him and his family in the 1880s. The Tiedemanns moved in and promptly started dying, 5 of them in the house, and Hannes himself not long after he sold the place. Generally considered cursed, the properties belonged to many owners since then, mostly not for very long. The horrors described therein include cold spots, ghost children, inexplicable organ music, and a heating bill you wouldn't believe. A true piece of Cleveland history featuring a turret, hidden passages, a ballroom, a spectral woman in black, and a wee girl dressed in white. What's not to love? Number 10. Canton Palace Theater. Theaters can offer a chance to unwind and catch up on the latest film or classic, a concert or event. But did you know that there's a chance of a spiritual encounter at this downtown Canton establishment? Its majestic marquee burns brightly 60 feet above Market Avenue and welcomes you as you enter its grand foyer. Once inside, you become a part of Canton's nostalgic past. Ghosts are included free of charge, but not guaranteed, with your admission ticket. So which of these unearthly places do you like the most? Tell us in the comments below and stay tuned for another exciting video.